Dude, when I was in high school, I had to memorize the periodic table of elements, and then I saw it again as an adult, and I'm like, "Who are these fucking new guys?"
Yeah.
It's complete now.
Yeah. Like you can see on those color coded charts where it's like the ones created by man and like the whole bottom row is like
Einsteinium.
Scarianium and all these.
The periodic table is complete now. We have all the elements are known.
We'll find a fun one.
No, they're all known.
Can't they make more? Hear me out. I don't understand. But like, it's defined by how many
atomic
electrons and protons are in them, right? So couldn't they add more and make?
They've already done
one?
that. They've
hear me out. More.
Yeah, hear me out more. Because some guy in like 1930 was like, "The deal's done. We got it." Like it's
complete.
Is it? Okay.
How?
Well, I need to talk to ChatGPT. I've started becoming Professor Kyle in this regard, where I have like, all right, explain to me this atom ion thing, because I don't get just missing an electron yet still being the same.
Yeah, explain magnetism one more time, ChatGPT, but like I'm 3 this time.
4 didn't stick.
Why do things stick together?
Some loose electrons. I think there's some extra electrons. They're all flowing the same way. Is that right? Making a magnetic field. But explain it again one more time.
So I'm gonna have to do a session with ChatGPT.
No, ask it right now. I promise you, periodic table's complete.
How could it be? How could we know it's complete?
Because of the nature of how elements.
Why could there not be a higher number or a difference of structure? Because we know from string theory and all those physics things that like they don't really understand the nature of how things interact with others, especially in regard to gravity. Like why couldn't there be additional?
Well, that's quantum mechanics. That's a whole different thing. That's French, and we're talking about baseball.
Isn't quantum mechanics about how gravity interacts with things?
No, quantum mechanics is about things on the smallest scale, the subatomic scale, and how their interactions vary from those at the Newtonian scale, the things that we see around us.
So it's like throwing a wrench into our understanding of physics and being like, you don't know shit.
It's the other side of physics, and the problem is the two don't exactly match up with any of the existing mechanical theories, and that's why you have something like string theory that I don't understand, first of all, but second of all, it seems like it hasn't been figured out by the people who do claim to understand.
The thing about string theory is you have to be willing to accept a tremendous amount of
imagine a big ball of
uncertainty.
ChatGPT says Kyle's wrong, which usually it's
wow,
right? Yeah, I usually come out
huge.
I used to say Kyle's actually right, and I never meant it as an insult. I meant it as like I was wrong, but actually, anyway. In this case, there are 92 elements that are natural and they're stable and they're long-lived. Then from 93 to 118 are these short-lived, synthetic, made in a lab elements, and that's as far as we've gone so far. Elements 19 through 126 are predicted. They're not yet made, but scientists think that they'll exist in what they call the island of stability. So elements 19 through 126, currently unnamed, might be stable, but we haven't been able to create that yet. That's the next frontier. And then 130 and higher, they see that as extremely unstable. And, if it exists, it'll just be fleeting microseconds, and then they break to something else.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same. The periodic table is considered complete for all naturally occurring and synthesized elements up to atomic number 118, with the 7th row now filled. However, it is not complete in the sense that scientists can and are trying to create new elements beyond 118. They're extremely unstable. This is the second time I've been wrong ever, and both times it was Neil deGrasse Tyson who lied to me.
The basketball one.
The basketball one was him being wrong, and this is literally like straight from his mouth that it's complete. And why didn't he add that addendum that of course we could synthesize? Because even as Taylor was saying it, I was like, I don't know why we can't synthesize more. I know that we synthesize those elements that are like flash in a pan and then they evaporate or whatever. Like, why can't we go higher? It's because Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't tell me.
It's really interesting to me that they theorized that the next, I forget the number of it, 10 of them or so, could be stable. That it's this island of stability where they could exist and not go away.
Interesting.
know.
Material science is the most interesting science to me. That's
Okay.
the shit that actually matters, because if you actually want any of that sci-fi stuff that we watch, that like Star Wars, Star Trek, futuristic, like stuff going really fast and doing weird things that we don't
Even better
do yet,
batteries.
you need material science. You need nanofibers and graphene weave. They talk about a space tether. The idea of a rope that goes from the Earth into orbit, and you've got a thing hanging from it, and you could just a space elevator or a space lift,
Mhm.
if you will. And you could do it absolutely, but you need that carbon nanofiber like cable, because just
Probably
the
a
weight.
ton of it.
Well, that's the weight is the problem.
Several tons.
The weight alone of like a steel cable would snap itself, let alone the pull of something rotating
Wait, hold on.
gravitationally.
A steel cable
Hear me out, Taylor.
struck into space.
So
it
you
would
can
snap
picture-
itself?
You
It's
can
attached to
picture a
something up there,
tower
yeah.
that goes up, right? And
Yeah.
how obviously it would get so heavy it would crush on itself. And we
Mhm.
can't build a tower that goes all the way to space. But hear me out. We build half of it from the Earth going up, half of it from space going down, but it's
Mhm.
spinning and there's centrifugal force. So at some point, it's almost pulling from both sides. And now we have a sturdy cable from which we can attach an elevator and just go up and down. Part of it is being sucked towards the Earth. Part of it is being pulled away from the Earth. And we just have this structure that allows us to go in and out of the troposphere. I don't know.
It's
Is
all
that,
being
is
pulled
that how it
toward Earth.
works? Like you
No.
could equalize that, or
No, no,
I'm wrong.
because
Okay. Well,
it's
that
like
happens
you're-
every show.
it's like you grab a kid by the hands and you start spinning.
Yeah.
yeah, I
all
do
the
this
weight.
every day.
Yeah, all the weight is right there in your hands. Like none of it is going the other way. Gravity is pulling, and in the case of like the space elevator thing, gravity's pulling it all, and the centrifugal force of the Earth spinning and it orbiting is causing even more strain, because it's
So there's
But the
no
strains are in
possible
different
way
directions.
to build that outside of a material we haven't fully understood yet.
well, from what I heard, I think that like it's like graphene or carbon nanotube or something like that.
I've heard about
it's something that
graphene
we
being-
can.
yeah.
It's something that's very expensive to make, and we can make in very small quantities, but we would need an enormous amount of. It's almost like when they talk about antimatter, we can create a little bit of antimatter. It's
Is this real news though, or is this like we're not going to the moon any earlier than 2025?
Oh,
or
yeah. No,
shit?
this isn't
Like-
really happening while
Like
you're
there's
alive.
there's no way we
Have
haven't
you heard of aerogel?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
Aerogel is cool. Where they put
Have you touched it?
I haven't touched it, but I've seen that guy
You can
hold
order
it,
it on Amazon.
and then he puts like a blowtorch on the top to
Mhm.
show that it just doesn't disseminate heat downward.
It looks like smoke. Apparently, it feels like glass, and you can smush it with your. I've never touched it. You can smush it with your fingers,
Mhm.
and it's the lightest material, like for volume on Earth, and it's an amazing insulator. So that's kind of what you were calling out. They put a blowtorch on one
because
side,
all
and
the
the other
air.
Mhm.
the other side is fine. And like Kyle said, you can buy it on Amazon. I got into it last night and I started looking at all the
Do you have some?
Aerogel people. No,
Oh.
because the reviews were like, this stuff is really cool, but it's not
Okay.
actually aerogel. Aerogel is supposed to weigh this per density. And I put it on my little drug dealer scale and it weighed more than it was supposed to. Or one of them didn't look like smoke to me. I saw this video that got me into this of Neil deGrasse Tyson handing his aerogel to who's the Savage. He was on the show where they debunk truths. Oh, come on, you know this.
Dan Savage?
No.
No, he's
Isn't
the
it-
gay guy.
He used to build props for Hollywood. He had that
Oh.
walrus like co-host.
Oh, the Mythbusters guy.
yeah, something.
Mythbusters, we're getting
Jamie,
there.
Jamie.
And Matt something.
Jamie and shit.
Holy fuck! What's his name? This is crazy.
Adam Savage.
Adam Savage.
So he had Adam Savage, and he's like, I have aerogel. Adam Savage turned 3 years old. He's like, no way. You have aerogel? He's like, yeah. He's like, can I see it? And he's like, I trust you. You can touch it. And he puts the aerogel in his hand, and I don't know my words that well. Translucent, maybe. Like it looked like smoke. Light went through it, but you couldn't see from on the other side of it. And it apparently weighs just slightly more than nothing. And it's an amazing insulator. And I was going to get it off Amazon, but I was either hearing they're way smaller than you think they are, or they're not really aerogel, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it.
Did it come in like a puck, or how did it arrive?
They looked like maybe uncut diamonds, like just sort of random shapes.
You can order it right here.
Let me look
at buyaerogel.com. It's rather affordable. I don't know how big these are, because that's actually a good question. They're like $30, $60, $70.
That's a really good question, because I don't want to pay $35 for some tiny little.
Actually I was gonna buy it.
Wafer.
I was gonna buy it and like reveal it on the show. I was like, oh, for $24, this will be neat. But if it's smaller than a sugar cube, I was like, I don't think it works on the show.
Yeah,
if it's just that small.
Another thing you can order off Amazon that's pretty cool is gallium. Gallium is like mercury, except not toxic. Metals. Yeah, it'll melt in your hand, turn into liquid, and then you throw it back in its container. It turns into this little hard little metal puck. It's cool.
Is that the one that
yes,
it like eats aluminum? Where you can rub a little, or I think you have to scratch aluminum first to create.
It helps if you
little
abrase
divots.
it first.
Yeah, you abrase it, and then you put gallium on top, and then you can like just peel like a whole MacBook or whatever aluminum you put it on.
If you put it on an aluminum can,
destroys it.
After an aluminum can will just like crumple into like tinsel, like into nothingness, like crumble away. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
I just always wanted to play with mercury when I was a kid, and then obviously you find out that it's incredibly poisonous and gives you heavy metal poisoning.
Allegedly.
And like through history, it was often used as a medicinal. Like they would inject mercury into their penises to deal with syphilis. There was like always a Chinese emperor or something who wanted to live forever, and he was drinking mercury. I think that might be the same Chinese emperor who is now buried in that tomb, protected by the mercury Indiana Jones traps and stuff.
You guys have never played with
mercury?
Body. No, I've never had the opportunity to
I don't
play
think I've ever
with
seen
mercury.
it.
I play with mercury a bunch. And
in your hand?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I hold it in my hand, pour it to the other one, like doing the thing. It's like it's a liquid metal. It's really cool. If you like drop it, it breaks into a bunch of smaller like drops, and then you push them together and they turn into the big one again, and you can like reform it. And I always thought it was really cool. And we had it in high school, and the other kids are like, don't touch it, you'll get poisoned. And I'm like, nothing is happening. And now I can't remember faces.
Oh my God.
Damn, that's awesome. They just served up mercury to you at your high school and were have fun, kids.
Pretty much. It was
because I would have touched mercury too at that age. I would have been like, I'm not even sick yet.
They told us early on that it was bad for you. We played with liquid nitrogen.
Wait. Do you think I didn't know it was bad for me?
Yeah, they did warn you.
Yeah. Everyone
You're like,
knew.
nah, I'm tough. That's how kids are. You tell like, hey, that's a poisonous berry. I'm tough. Yeah, I never fucked with mercury, but we did play with liquid nitrogen. That was neat. I remember I was asleep in class. We had tables, not desks. We had and because it was like a lab class, and I had my head down. I was fully asleep. It was first period, and I was just conked out. And Mr. Mackinson took a ladle full of liquid nitrogen and threw it on the table at me. And it just like sizzled and popped and like woke me the fuck up, and everybody laughed at me. He was great.